Hey everyone! In this video we're going to show you how to create a stop point form and explain how this feature can be used. So first off, let's explain what a stop point form is. A stop point form is a multi-step form that allows the form's creator to create a stopping point where one person will stop filling out the form and have another person pick it up. This allows for multiple people to fill out what feels like separate forms in sequence, but the final result is a single form submission. As a quick example, let's say you are an HR manager that just hired a new employee. You can start the first part of the form by filling out the new hire information, like name, date of birth, position, and explain what the new hire will need on their first day. Then when you are done with that, you will click on submit, and then it will get sent to the IT department where they will continue the form by administering a keycard and a laptop for the new hire, so everything will be accounted for on their first day of work. I know that is a quick example, but as we go along in the process, you will understand more on how you can use a stop point form for yourself or for your business. Also, while we are explaining a little bit about stop points, I want to mention that this feature is only available for the higher tier plans. And if you do not see it available in your account, then you need to upgrade your plan. Now with that out of the way, let's jump into showing you the process. So here we are in the form builder, and you can see all the fields we want to have for the entire stop point form. We have first name, last name, address, phone, email, position, keycard assigned, keycard number, laptop assigned, laptop model number, login username, and then the submit button at the bottom. I know you might be thinking, wait a second, this is supposed to be a multi-step form. Why is everything in one form? And you would be correct. But our first step is to add in all the elements we want for the entire form, and in the form designer we will separate our form into steps and add stop points. So now that you see all the fields we have, let's jump into the form designer and I will show you how it will look. Now we tab over to the form designer and click on Stop Point Demo Design. Here is our finished design. As you can see, the elements are being separated into two steps, and we will want to have a stop point after the first step. So in our example, when the HR manager finishes her part of the form, she would click submit, and then it would get sent over via email to the IT department where they will continue and finish the stop point form. A couple of details you will need to know in order to make a stop point form are: you'll need to go into the settings and click on the multi-step required for stop points button in the form design structure, then click on the Save Changes button. When you do that, it will change the layout to show the multi-step design where you will have the blue border around the elements you choose to be your designated step. Then underneath that, you will have the green plus button to add in another step. Once you have multiple steps in your form design, you will be able to add in a stop point. To make a stop point, you will need to go into the step settings, the gear icon, and click on the Make This a Stop Point button. Once you do that, a stop point name and stop point button text will appear. The stop point name is required as you would use that in the after submission steps to assign where the form goes next in the process. And the stop point button text is pretty self-explanatory with what you want the button to say. For example, it could say done, submit, finish, etc. You get the gist of it. Once you decide on that, then click on the Save Settings button and we'll move on to the next step. Now that we have made this step a stop point, the person filling out the form will see a submit button at the end of this step instead of a continue button. And from their perspective, the form will be submitted. Now we just need to make sure that the correct person or persons are given access to complete the remaining portion of the form. To do this, we need to exit the form designer and head over to the After Submissions tab. This last step is the most important because this is how you get the form to go from one person to the next, or in our example, one department to the other. Now that we have included a stop point in one of our form designs, on the left hand side you will now see Stop Point Processing Steps. Click that arrow and you will see a few new options pop up. The stop point success message and or redirect, the default email, respawn email, and custom email. For good practice, let's start off with adding in the stop point success message. All you would need to do is click it to open it, but as I already have it set up, I will show you how the finished settings should look like, which will be the same screen for starting or editing. For this example, I have the success message saying, "Success! Thank you for submitting your new hire's information. Your information has been saved." In our example, this is what the HR manager would see once they complete the first part of the form or for a stop point. Just as a heads up, if there are multiple stop points, meaning more than 2, you will see an option to pick which stop point or stop points should trigger this success message. And that is where labeling your stop point comes in handy, so you know just exactly what is tied to what. In our example, we only have one stop point, so it automatically defaults to the first one. The only way for us to provide access to the next part of the form is via a link sent in an email. So now we would click on Stop Point Custom Email option and configure those options. In my example, I want the email to go to the IT department after the HR department. So I will fill out the subject to be New Hire IT Requirements. Then the send to would be to the IT department. Then put in the from name, send from name, reply to name, send to attachment if you have any. Then if you want to include a PDF or submission as an attachment, click that, and same with include submission in email body if you want that. With this custom email option, the main highlight of it is being able to have the email have whatever you want on it. In my example, I have it say, "Hello IT department, below is a link to complete the registration for our new hire," and then you would see a first name column or first name _ column _ 2 link, who will start next week, period. And then under that you will see link to step after the stopping point. As you can see, there are a couple links in the email. The first one is to have the input of the first name field show in that spot to add in the new hire's name. The second link is a link to the second part of the form. To get those links and others, you'll need to click on the person icon, which is labeled Personalization. As you can see, there are a variety of different links you can add in that are associated with the form fields in the first part of the form. For the link to continue to the second part of the form, you will just need to click on the link to step after stopping point in the Personalization tab, which will paste the link for anyone to continue the form. So now that you know the process on how to set up a stop point form, I will go through the process and show you how it would go in a real-world scenario. So let's start off by filling out the first part of the form. I will speed up this part of the video so you don't have to wait and see me type everything out. So I just finished filling out everything and I'm ready to submit. So in this perspective, or in this example, the form would then get taken to the IT department. So I will show you what that email will look like. So here's the email with the info on it that I put in the custom email. And for me to continue the form, I will click on the link below. So now that we get taken to the second part of the form, I will fill that out and click submit. Now that I've clicked on submit, the stop point form is complete. And you can see the final email with all the information from the form provided. And with that, you now know how to create a stop point form. Thank you very much for watching our video, and if you found it useful, please leave a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to know when a new video drops. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next one.